Now when a soldier dies, they're lucky if they get a paragraph. Maybe their name isn't even mentioned. You're more likely to see their pictures on Facebook. It's been going on for so long, nobody pays any attention to it anymore.
My name is Jack Thomas Smith, and I am the creator, director, and one of the executive producers of the pro-military TV docu-series War Heroes, hosted by Benghazi hero Kris Paronto. The pilot episode that we're screening here tonight in Las Vegas, it's about Sergeant Ryan E. Doltz from Mine Hill, New Jersey. He lost his life in Iraq in 2004. And this series is about his life.
What he wanted to always do was to be in the military. Ryan was a black belt in karate. He received his black belt in Ishanryu karate when he was 16. He played football, and when he went to VMI, he was a walk-on for the football team, made the team, developed mono, wasn't able to play, and discovered rugby. And he said, it was football without pads and better parties. I'm laughing because at the ceremony when the unit returned from Iraq, there were a lot of media there, and Ann turned around and there was a microphone in her face, and they said, "Tell us about your brother." And what did you say?
He's a troublemaker.
He told us that at VMI, you never break the rules. You just learn how far you can bend them.
We tell the story of his childhood, his teenage years, why he wanted to be a soldier, why he wanted to serve. He went to the Virginia Military Institute. He was injured during basic training to go to Iraq, and that was his ticket home.
He convinced them by the end of March that he was okay to go. And I asked him why he was in such a hurry. And he said, because I know the people in the unit. I don't want to be assigned to a different unit. I know that these people know what they're doing. And so he arrived in Iraq on April 8th, 2004. Just seeing those two men standing at the door, I don't know their names, I don't even know what rank they had. All I saw was the cross on the chaplain's collar, and I knew immediately that Ryan had been killed. If I saw them today, I wouldn't know who they were because all I saw was that cross. And that was probably the hardest part of the entire filming, was talking about that. He was killed June 5th, 2004. But he was doing what he wanted to do. He was a true American hero.
I want to tell their stories. I want them to be the stars, and to have someone like Kris Paronto as the host, who is a true American hero, to have him tell the stories of other true American heroes.
Nobody talks really and gets in depth with the families. Now, I've lost friends in combat. I watched Ron and Bub, people don't know, I watched them get blown up from 40 meters away. I was shooting over their heads when they were hit, and with night vision, and it's surreal. And the pixie dust that goes up, and I have to live with that. But when a family member loses someone and they have to live with it for the rest of their lives, I've never experienced that. And the world and people don't see that. They see the Gold Star family, and I don't think a lot of people know what that is. There's not been a documentary that I'm aware of where they have followed a Gold Star family like they did in this War Heroes docu-series here.
Chris spent the day at our house in October, and we filmed from morning to evening. He's an amazing guy. He played with my granddaughters while they were setting up for shots. Wouldn't let my youngest granddaughter wouldn't let him have any cookies.
On the 10th anniversary of my brother's death in Iraq, he was killed on January 8th in 2004. I wrote a song on January 8th in 2014 called What You Think of Me in honor of my brother. And it was actually kind of a last minute thing, and I was excited when they said, hey, we would love to have you involved in this project and to support the 14th Hour Foundation. When you meet somebody and they're real as a veteran, and you meet somebody like Kris, who cares genuinely about his brothers and sisters in arms. It didn't take me a second to say I would love, not just I want to be involved, but I would love to be involved in this project.
We set up a foundation shortly after he died, the Sergeant Ryan Doltz Memorial Foundation. What our hope is that it will keep Ryan's memory alive for many years to come. We give scholarships We give one to a graduating senior from a high school within Morris County, New Jersey. We give one to either a dependent or a member of the New Jersey National Guard. And we also give a scholarship to a cadet at the Virginia Military Institute, because Ryan graduated from VMI. We also try to do things that can help any of the military families that are having a problem. Wherever we hear of a need, we try to help.
There's plenty of documentaries, there's plenty of stories, there's plenty of movies, 13 hours, of guys that have served, and you see their stories. And it is sort of a romanticism. Everyone that has sacrificed in the service of their country, or this great country as well, they should be honored because they've given all. And I said that in the movie. Well, the gentleman asked me, well, war heroes, do you consider yourself a hero? No, the heroes are the ones that have given everything.
The auction was for the 14th Hour Foundation. That's Kris Paronto's charitable foundation. They had an auction which went great. I believe they auctioned off a firearm, a couple movie posters. Ryan Weaver, who has a song in War Heroes, he auctioned off a pair of his boots, and they raised thousands of dollars for Kris's foundation.
It was very heartwarming because you hear a whole lot of different stuff on the media, and like you just hear all these different kinds of stories, or like stuff in loss and stuff, but you just never hear enough about like what happens with veterans, or the effects of after they're gone, what happens to the veterans' families, their friends. Like, it's just stuff you don't really hear. If they honestly stop to actually watch and listen to the story of this, I think it could influence people, especially in our generation.
My husband's in the military. My father-in-law was in the military. I have a lot of family that is currently deployed, and this is something that really hit home for me, which is why I felt I needed to be here. They're right. Every soldier has a story, and this project means a lot more to the American people than I think they actually do realize.
From the sponsors to private donors to the general public, it went amazing. I was so happy with the response.
And Mrs. Doltz showed me even how to be a better person. I was like, this lady's tougher than I am. I can learn something from her. But it also was a chance for me, and maybe it was God put me in that direction, put me down that path, saying, you know what? You're losing a little bit of your focus. You need to go sit with these people and learn a little bit about strength from them, because Tano, you're strong, but you're not as strong as you think you are.
He was letting people know what happens. When there's a war, people die. At that time, Ryan's picture was all over the front page of the Daily Record, the Star-Ledger. It was big news. It was on TV. And now when a soldier dies, they're lucky if they get a paragraph. Maybe their name isn't even mentioned. You're more likely to see their pictures on Facebook. The different groups will publicize them to honor them. But it's been going on for so long, nobody pays any attention to it anymore. And they don't realize, and that's why this series is so important. I love it. I think it tells Ryan's story perfectly. Oh, well, he's just smiling down on this thinking that's amazing.